author, educator, conference speaker, and astute Bible teacher, Sharon exposes us to God's truth and encourages us to use our God-given gifts and talents to live significantly. Get ready to learn how to be the significant difference in your sphere of influence. Here's Sharon with today's exciting broadcast.
Hello and welcome once again to Life That Matters. My name is Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott.
And I'm Lady Laura Simon.
And as you see, if you are watching this show like today. Christmas season.
It's here.
And it's here again.
That's the fastest year ever.
See, if you're watching it later, that's okay. You could still be in the Christmas.
You could still be in the Christmas spirit.
Because Jesus is still the reason for not only this season, but every season. See? So, but we love Christmas. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Really?
And that's just because of the closeness of family and everything.
Okay.
I just really love that, right? But Christmas is close behind. And then my birthday is in January.
Right. Yep,
so it's like boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right. So we're celebrating all kinds of things.
You
right.
are.
Now, we are specifically celebrating now. We want to let you know it's still time to get Christmas gifts. All right.
It is.
So Lady Laura's book, Did She Say That Out Loud?
Like this.
Hey, Vanna. Right. Okay. That's still available. And it's time for you to maybe pick that up as a gift for your first lady.
Any of your girlfriends.
Any of your girlfriends. But, you know, Laura is in ministry. She's a minister's wife. And she says things out loud.
Yeah.
And we ought to live...
That normally you don't say, and then at the end of every chapter, I read a couple of reviews Monday night, as a matter of fact, and people were saying she asks a lot of questions at the end to make you think.
Yeah,
and I thought, yeah, I did. I did.
So, did she say that out loud? Pick that up. Now,
hardback or Kindle or soft cover.
Look at that. Because see, she's an author.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
All right.
My new children's book, number 4 in the series, Amazing Math. What could that possibly be about? Math. The word 1 doesn't equal 3, or does 3 equal 1? What? Obviously, this is a book about the Trinity for your kids. And so pick this up for Christmas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, remember, this is a part of a series. So you've got book 1, Why I Get Into Trouble. Book 2, Mommy Cried This Morning. And book 3, Special Church Snack. Right? So if you don't have the set, that would be fun.
That would be.
For Christmas. All right. And then, of course, your widows in your life. This is a tough time of year for us.
And this is a very good
And so after him, a widow's devotional journal, you'll want to pick these up for your friends who are widowed. Okay?
Yeah.
So good Christmas gifts, things
Christmas
that
gifts.
last past the holiday.
Past
the holiday. So we just want to throw that out there for you. And we're going to get into what we're talking about today because
she loves Christmas. She's just so excited.
I'm excited. And
I'm excited, but not as excited as she is.
Right. But I'm excited about the women who were in the Christmas story because we know that women were not paid attention to.
No.
Back in the culture, right? When the Bible was written during those times, I mean, men would pray that they were glad that they were not a woman.
Yeah.
Excuse
and you know,
me?
to say that, I don't know how many people also like to. My mom and dad and my husband Tony love to watch Westerns.
Okay.
They are really into Bonanza and
who isn't?
And
Go on.
Gunsmoke and
That's
the
right,
Rifleman.
Rifleman.
Okay. So today we were watching a show, and and how you're saying that, and I'm trying to tie it all together, is I just, back in the day, some of those shows about women were kind of ooh-wee. And this man just hauled off and hit Miss Kitty and knocked her out.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought, women, it just wasn't important.
Right.
So when you said that they pray, because he was saying, you're just a woman, right?
Right.
And that goes in this as well.
Yeah.
They weren't the high man on totem pole.
No, but these women were central. They were key.
Amen.
Key to the story
Yes.
of Jesus.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There were women who traveled around with the disciples and Jesus, and they were the financial backing.
Yep.
Right? And they...
Almost like right now. Most people who go to church are what? I'm not trying to say anything to the men, but...
Because we love our men.
How many people really, if we're honest?
Right.
Who's in the church?
Women.
Okay.
Women.
Okay.
So women, we want to encourage you today.
Encourage you.
Build you up. Let you know how important you are to Jesus because your life matters.
I love
you
how
see
you
what
got
I did
that
there?
in. Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
But not only that, but women's lives mattered to Jesus. And we have talked now through the Old Testament women who were part of the story in that they were the ancestors, right, of the line that led to Jesus. So now we are in the New Testament and we're talking about the women in the New Testament, right? So today we're going to cover two of those women, Anna and Elizabeth, and then next week will be Christmas Day, right? If you are watching on Christmas or if you're taping us and you go back and see it, but we're going to save Mary, the mother of Jesus, until Christmas Day.
Okay, so bring out the big guns on Christmas
Now
Day.
we do know, historically, Christmas, Jesus' birthday was not December 25th.
It is not. It is not.
Okay, so we're not going to even go into all of that history and things. Just know that we understand that, but he was born.
He was born.
There you go. And the fact that the whole world celebrates the fact that he was born. They picked out a day, December 25th, just happens to be that day. And that is all you need to be worried about. Right? Don't trip and get all weirded out. Well, that wasn't the day. Well, there was a day when Jesus was born. So let's just go with that.
So we're not back to Tony Simon. That was the sermon Sunday, the ridiculousness of Christmas. And you know what? That's what he was saying. Don't get caught up in the December 25th date. He was not born then. But that's when our country decided, this is what we're going to do. So just go with it. Yeah. It's okay.
And before the United States existed, that was the day. So that you can celebrate the fact that God came in the flesh to die for you and then rose for you. That's all you need to be worried about.
That's it.
And it's exciting.
It is
that
exciting.
The world celebrates. Someone also was telling me, just before we get into this, someone was also telling me, we're having a conversation about Christmas and the peace. Just everyone is nicer. They're smiling in the stores and
they're not driving any better.
No, but we'll let that go. Okay.
I'm gonna try to let that go.
Shake that off.
Goodwill towards all men.
Right. But people are smiling and saying happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And you hear music playing in the stores and all of that.
In the nail salon.
Right. And some of that music is the hymns. Right? You'll hear, Oh Come All Ye Faithful. You'll definitely hear Silent Night. You'll definitely hear Joy to the World. Right? That is the gospel. And the fact that the gospel is in the atmosphere everywhere speaks to the peace of the season.
That's a good point.
Isn't that something? Just think if we played the gospel, everywhere year round.
Other than December.
That
might help us out.
It might.
Because there's a lot of
But
drama.
I think even subconsciously that when people are not paying attention, when you have the word just playing, or you have, that music was attached to these words, there's something about the word of God and having the gospel in the atmosphere.
That's good. And yesterday I got my nails done at the nail salon, and they are Catholic, my where I go, and I thought that's a really good marketing tool. Usually we have TV on, jazz playing or whatever. Yesterday it was nothing but a Christmas stills, beautiful things on the TV, and nothing but all the different hymns. It wasn't just, it wasn't even like Mariah Carey and all that.
Santa
it was
Claus.
literally, it was literally, "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." It was all the hymns that we are used to, that we sung as little children.
Yes.
That's what it was. And I thought, that's good. And the atmosphere was pleasant. Everyone was nice. And you're right, it was just jam-packed with people.
Yeah.
So that's a very good point. And maybe that's another show.
Yeah.
But that's really good.
Paying attention as you, shop and all this kind of stuff, but just in the atmosphere.
Right.
Right. So as we get into, we're just going to touch on Anna, who was a widow.
A widow.
Right. And she was in the temple. Now, when Jesus was brought into the temple by his parents, and that's another long study on putting the Matthew and Luke accounts together so that you could see the timing of everything. But Anna was an older lady, and she had been a widow for many years.
Many years.
And what she had decided to do was to hang out, basically in the temple, and wait for the Messiah.
Yep, she was 84.
Okay, so 84. All right, and it says she had been widowed
after 7 years. So she'd been widowed a long time.
And just the point I want to make about Anna is that she looked forward to the Messiah and waited for him.
Right.
Right. And knew where to be. In order to find him.
Yep.
That is just that is my point. My pastor talks about when blessings are being thrown out, you need to be in the place where the blessings are being poured out.
Exactly.
And
she says she didn't leave the temple grounds, serving night and day with fasts and prayers.
Right.
And she waited. Wow. She waited.
Right. And so for us, it's important that we go to church.
Oh, I don't know who that's for.
Okay. But that's for somebody.
That's for somebody, or that's for somebody that you can share with somebody else.
Yes.
Right now, when you said that, there's a couple of people that I have thought that came to mind, that their excuse is not, church hurt coming to, but during Christmas time, which goes back to what you were saying, keep that feeling. If you can come to church now, keep that same feeling and come in January.
Yeah,
or keep on coming.
And not just, speaking to church hurt. Okay, since you brought it up.
Since I brought it up.
Right, Jesus didn't hurt you.
He didn't. He came to save you.
That's it. And the people in the church are not perfect.
No.
And if you're looking for a perfect church, please don't join it.
Because then
you're going to mess it up. Because you're not perfect either.
There
You know, we are there. Church is like a filling station. Church is like a hospital, right? We go there because we have needs, and the needs basically is the word, right? And we're getting taught. We should be, right? We're getting taught. We're encouraged. I know I get encouraged by other church members, but there's times when, somebody you don't know what people are going through.
Right.
Somebody might be going through something and they're at church just to hear from Jesus and they don't see you. And then you like, Sister Laura didn't speak to me again.
Speak to me again.
Leave me out. Yeah, she left me out. She was saying thank you to everybody and she knew good and well I was on that committee.
Right. Mm-hmm. You know what else a church is? A rehabilitation center. Rehab.
Yes. All of that.
All of that.
So, give
some grace. The grace that you give during the Christmas holiday.
And the grace you would want being given to you, right? Just go to church. Go to church. Be there to receive a blessing and to be a blessing.
Yeah, be present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be there. Because that's where the blessings are being tossed. Pastor also uses the example of the alley-oop. Remember the Lakers? Back in the day. Right? The one guy would throw the ball toward the basket. Right? And the other guy needed to know where he needed to be. Mm-hmm. The ball wasn't thrown to him over here. The ball is thrown here because that's close to the basket. So the ball is thrown here. This guy needs to be where the ball's going to be for the alley-oop, catch it, basket, every time.
Every time.
Right? You need to be where the blessings are going to be. Not thinking, okay, let the blessings just come over here.
Yeah. That's
Anna had it right.
Anna had it right.
And she was blessed, right? So then we want to move over to Elizabeth. Now, I love Elizabeth. Elizabeth was married to one of the priests named Zechariah. And in the book of Luke, I would suggest that you read the Bible, the Christmas story at the beginning of Matthew, the first few chapters of Matthew, and the first few chapters of Luke. You'll get the whole Christmas story. But Zechariah was a priest.
Yep.
And it was his turn to be at the incense. It was his turn. And when he was there, an angel appeared to him. Okay? So, an angel of the Lord, standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And Zacharias, we're in verse 12, saw the angel and was troubled, and fear fell upon him. Okay, you think? Think about it. Think about it. You're doing the dishes one day. And you look up and there's an angel. I think you too will be troubled and fearful. Okay. But the angel told him, fear not. Your prayer is heard. Your wife Elizabeth shall bear a son and you'll call him John. Now that's a very simple message, right? But long story short, Zacharias kind of asked too many questions. He was a priest. He should have known when he saw an angel and an angel brought him a message, end of discussion. But he asked too many questions, but he asked the same questions that we're going to find out next week that Mary asked. Mary was not disciplined because of it. Zacharias was disciplined because of whom much is given, much is required. Zacharias was was supposed to have been more mature in the things of God or whatever. So the angel said, okay, here's what this is going to be. You are going to not be able to speak until this baby is born. There you go. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Who does this? Okay, so we're going to have to talk about this a little bit because we're talking about Mary the next show. But Elizabeth, let me just read this part and then can we just hit on it for a second?
Sure.
It says, few joys in life are felt as deeply as that of a mother who is blessed with a child after many years of struggling to become pregnant.
Yes.
This was the wonderful experience of Elizabeth, and we are privileged to share in her joy after year after year after year that when she couldn't have a baby. So my other thing is, now, this is my first time, like right now, having this epiphany that Elizabeth and Zacharias is like, kind of like Abraham and Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Have been waiting for a baby.
Yep.
So on this one, Elizabeth doesn't laugh, but Zacharias is the one who's having
Issues.
He's the one having issues. Instead of Sarah, it's him. So she's laughing, saying she didn't laugh, and he's just asking like, really? We gonna have a baby?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm thinking as we are, God has made promises to us, yet we don't believe. Okay, now I'm talking about me. I've been waiting.
I kind of went, you know.
I've been waiting.
You see how this always happens with Laura. She gets around to
Because I'm just trying to ask a question. I figure if I'm asking this question, there is somebody out there that is asking this question.
Wait,
that's my point.
Waiting is not my strong suit either.
Yeah.
No.
When you have to wait,
yeah,
you start to get a little discouraged.
You get discouraged, you get antsy, you start to, depending on your temperament, you start to try to figure out how you're going to make it happen.
There you go. You get angry.
That was Sarah and Abraham. Yeah, you get angry, you get jealous of other people. Who, wow. They don't even...
Yeah, and why? That's all I'm asking. I'm just saying, there's somebody out there other than me that is wondering what is going on. So honestly, that's what I meant by this. When I read this again, I was like, this is good. That seems to be some type of pattern
that God makes his people wait.
There you go.
Until he knows they're ready for what they ask for.
He waits until they're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all.
That part.
There's somebody out there who is waiting.
Yes.
And we're saying, it's
I
hard.
think a lot of us are waiting for things.
Yeah.
And especially, after we start to get to our age.
Yeah.
We're looking at life and saying, this still has not happened. Or
there you go.
Still is not quite adjusted right. Or this still, God, what are you doing?
Yes, that's my question.
Yeah. And it looked like Zacharias and Elizabeth had pretty much resigned.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
They resigned themselves. And then here comes this angel saying, no, but they had been praying still.
Right.
See, your prayer is heard.
So I'm just wondering.
I don't know that they are as old as Abraham and Sarah.
Yeah.
We don't, not necessarily. We do know they have been waiting a while.
Right.
But maybe they were 40s.
She's older than Mary. Yeah, so I'm saying she's 40s. Yeah, 40,
yeah, maybe something like that.
45-ish.
Right, but they have been praying because they couldn't be too old because the priests couldn't remain priests but so long.
Okay.
Remember?
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, they hadn't had any babies, Zacharias and Elizabeth. Then they get pregnant. Elizabeth hid herself for a while because she was like, really? And you know how if something hasn't happened, they might have had some miscarriages along the way. We don't know that. We're never told that. But it's like, I don't want to, really say anything to anybody.
So why do you think I've always thought that as a kid. Yeah. Are you embarrassed because you old, or
it could be a mixture? That's why I'm saying.
So long. I mean, it didn't. Yeah. It took a long time for it to happen.
Right. And I know women who have had miscarriages, so they don't want to announce a pregnancy because this one might end.
Oh yeah, you wait for the first trimester.
Right. And so, so there she was with this pregnancy.
Okay.
And then she gets a visit.
Yes.
From her cousin. We know they're close relatives, and theologians believe they were cousins.
Okay.
Right? So that leads us right up into our talk for next time.
Okay.
For Elizabeth and Mary. So we've gotten from Elizabeth, wait on the Lord.
Wait on the Lord. And wait nicely on the Lord.
We don't ever see that Elizabeth and Zacharias tried to take matters, into their own hands in the same way that Abraham and Sarah did.
Right.
And blow the whole thing. We're
still paying for that.
We're still paying for that. Right. Zacharias, we learn from Zacharias. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop asking God again. When he does come through for you, right? So there's lots of things that we can pull, right, from that story. But when we get together next time, we're going to start right there with Elizabeth being pregnant, and she has a visitor who she's not really expecting.
Right.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, my name is Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott.
And I'm Lady Laura Simon.
And you have been watching Life That Matters, because your life matters. So be with us again next week on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Or we'll let you have the day after. Okay. But Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we will see you next time.
Next time.
The preceding program was brought to you by the Holy Spirit Broadcasting Network, HSBN Television.